Alright, here we go, here we go. Alright, hit the trials, do the build real quick. That's what we do. Alright, this is my Lich Pyromancer build. The god roll attributes would be Armor Pierce, Status Power, and Skill Life Leech. That's what you want for the god roll on those attributes. I'm currently not rocking that. Continue to grind for it for as long as we can. The standard only, the only standard mod that I recommend, or at least the one that I'm using, is the Mage's Rage, where the critical shots grant a 10% anomaly power bonus for 15 seconds. Stacks up to 4 times. And we're running that with a tier 3 Claymore. Shots grant damage for enemies within a 6-meter radius, with anomaly blades dealing, a scalable amount of damage for 2 seconds, not too shabby. And we can probably take advantage of that weakness within here somehow. But again, we got a lot of mods that we're trying to grind for to put this build to max damage. So again, Armor Pierce, you want to take advantage of that because you want to take advantage of the no resistance against the fortified, and at some point the unstoppable force mod that kind of couples with it when you get to pair. So again, god roll attributes, Armor Pierce, Status Power, Skill Life Leech, Mage's Rage is the only mandatory mod. I am running a Firestorm. I feel like that is the best tier 3 mod if you want one to go with. 3-piece Lava Lich set is head, chest, and pants because it rolls with Anomaly, Power, Status Power, and Skill Life Leech. You want your gloves and boots to roll with Anomaly, Power, cooldown reduction, and Status Power. That's the ones that you want on your gloves. So as you can see, we got to work for it. But the 3-piece Lava Leech is best rolled for the head, chest, and pants. The gloves has health as the attribute on that with Status Power cooldown, so you probably could use it, but again, you sacrifice the Anomaly Power, so that's why you're going to use the top 3 head, chest, and pants. The 3-piece set increases damage by erection by 100%, decreases cooldown by 30%. Fantastic. The mods you want to go with it, again, we want all of the tier 3 eruption, tier 1 mods. Death Sentence is mandatory, Master Consumer mandatory. I feel Detonator is 100% mandatory as well. And then you want all the tier 1 eruptions, and we'll just kind of go over it real quick here, and then we'll get into it. So Death Sentence mandatory. Your weapon damage and anomaly damage against enemies afflicted by the skill are increased respectively by 40% and 30% for 5 seconds. Magma Coat increases the lava's damage over time by a scalable amount of damage. Twice as hot, we want to swap that out. Again, we want debris. We want increased duration. Any of those tier 1 eruption mods that we can get on there, and then Arms of Anomaly is another one, but we've got a lot of mods that we need to ensure that we can get on there, like no resistance against the fortified. I know we keep going over them. But Twice as Hot is a great mod. Whenever skills used, inflict an extra 30% of your anomaly powers damage to all inflicted enemies within burn. So that's just great, especially when you're spamming the overheat. Master Consumer mandatory. Skill consumes either ash or burn. Status to the damage, consuming both at once deals 150% more damage, so it's pretty crazy. Giga Blast increases the skill radius, good for AoE. And Detonator, this is really great. It allows you to spam the overheat skill repeatedly, but more importantly, spamming the skill creates a cooldown reduction for all your other skills, so it works really good in conjunction with being able to really get your skills back and utilize your eruption over and over again. Improved damage, 100% mandatory, increases the exposed damage. Again, that's the eruption. Pompeii mandatory, that's your second That's your second eruption. Again, super collider. We want again extended duration on our increased duration, magma coat, you know, debris, any of the of the tier 1 eruption mods, and then you can start thinking about, you know, bullet kindling, which is the you know, the damaged captain hunter, anomaly echo, arms of anomaly. So I'm just looking through that, you know, power simulation, all those ones where we got to get all of the eruption mods going, and some increased duration ones as well. No resistance against a fortified, 100% mandatory. Again, resistance piercing is key because it increases your explosion damage. The higher your resistance piercing, the greater your eruption damage, and it ties in with your pack tree that we'll go over. So that coupled with unstoppable force would be great. What goes around, we can swap that out for any of the other mods that I'm telling you we're looking for. Again, I'm hunting for increased duration right now. That's the one I'm kind of looking for to swap into that slot there. And then it would be, you know, maybe some Ash Blast damage, or, you know, Ashen Boost, or the Phoenix Force. Oh, I already have Phoenix Force on there, so it would be the Ashen Boost, or even the Arms of Anomaly. So, you know, we've got a few slots to fill in there. For what goes around, we don't need that power simulation. Great mod. I would say that's, you know, you can swap that in and out, but that's just a great mod to have on there. At now third diffuse, want to swap that out for any of those other mods that I was telling you. Again, I'm looking for the increased duration. Yeah, magma. I think magma coat was missing. No, debris is missing. So there's a few that we're missing that can increase the damage of our eruption for sure. And then Phoenix Force is a great mod as well. And all the damage, you don't necessarily have to have that on there, but not too shabby to have on. So that's kind of what I'm rocking with the armor. Skill set again, eruption. That's our damage. And the Ash Blast and the Overheat for AoE, and then skill cooldown reductions just because of the time it takes them to come back. Class tree nodes, so we went full bottom tree. Again, anomaly power, resistance piercing, weapon damage, anomaly power. We scooted down here for survivability. We'll see how this does for us. Usually I had this up here in the cooldown. We're going to try Phoenix Force for survivability, especially running solo. See if this is the difference, especially when it comes to the final arbiter. So you can either swap that out if you wanted to have the more cooldown, or you could go into, you know, one of these for more, you know, ashen damage. Up there, we'll see how this Phoenix Nestling works out. And again, resistance piercing, damage against elites, explosive skill damage increases, and again, just extra damage, health, and more importantly, just scoot it up to get that hot simulation. And I use my extra node for the, again, resistance piercing, which ties into the Pax Tree node. This is why resistance piercing is the master exploder. Explosive skill damage is increased by 50% of your resistance piercing. So that's how what ties that all together with your armor piercing and your weapon, to your no resistance against the fortified, and your unstoppable force right into your master exploder. And again, melting point gives you, increases your resistance piercing by 15% when above 80%, and health. And health, when above 80% health, and 30% when below 40% health. I gotta spit that out. Master Exploder, just went over that one. Again, extra 50% increased explosion damage, so higher resistance piercing, convection. Awesome mod. Again, this is where really the detonator allows you to really spam your overheat, which cools down everything else for you. So fantastic mod in convection. You'll see that put to work when we get going. Backdraft, again, increases your anomaly power increase by 20% with your skill on cooldown. We're just doing that all the time. And then trigger sequence, you're just stacking explosive damage. You use an explosive, it increases it by 35, and it just keeps buffing and buffing and buffing. Absolutely crazy, the trigger sequence. Anomaly damage, anomaly power when you get to the ascension tree. I went skill cooldown. Then we want to get into the resistance pierce. Probably go into some armor piercing. We'll probably go into the skill life leech right after the resistance. Maybe just finish off the anomaly. We'll see how it goes. We got a long way to go. Let's try and get this done. Whole thing.
Atuma thought these pharaohs were following some primal instinct. But to where? Is Father's power drawing them? Is it drawing me?
I feel like that Phoenix Nestling is probably a good one. That was shout out to Beta on that one. Got a couple of Skull and Beta. There's been a few people that have given me some top tier advice on builds. Lots of vets over here. Lots of vets. Alright, let's see what we can do. It's tough. You feel the cooldown is not spammable when you're into the Phoenix Force as opposed to having the wildfire out. The 10% matters. Reaper into play. I don't know what the heck almost coming there, but that's disturbing. Very nice. Yeah, I don't know. I feel that difference definitely moving to the Phoenix Nestling out of the Wildfire. That 10% was a spam, but I'm not going to change it. I feel like the survivability is it's always a bonus. Let's see who's scooped up here. Nada. Catacombs, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Alright, let's do this thing.
Too much to hope there's not more of you? to go on here? Some quiet and underground spot for the father to plan his whatever madness he had in mind.
Still not getting any really good loot. Plus, I still want to relook at my mods. I think I want increased duration on increased duration, Giga Blast, and then all the other ones after it.
With the power the father wielded, I've no doubt his people
Just like
worship him
insurance,
as a god.
But I
Anomalies
bet you that
been
Phoenix testing, it'll matter
for
when I get to the
centuries.
final arbor.
Maybe because this is so close, whatever the anomaly comes from, will all of Enoch look like this?
Keep good weapons when I get them.
Atuma said the father built a palace over his passage. Find his throne room. I can probably find the entrance.
Don't want to overload myself. Just getting like it's pure trash. Carry on. Check the shops after.
These were gardens. Maybe. Would have been nice to see this place in its prime. Doubt anyone here is interested in tending to flowers anymore.
Moving right along now. This will be a good little test right here. Am I? He's running. That one worked very well. Seemed like everything was hitting right there.
Why didn't the daughter's people ever return here after they calmed the anomaly?
Getting some legendaries, just not the ones we want. I don't really need legendary gloves anyway.
Ever heard about this city and the stories of the Pax? Was it lost to history? Or were they terrified of it?
Just nothing. Hey, what's up, Smash? Yeah, I'm putting on the work right now. Let's see, get to this final arbiter here. Yesterday's final arbiter was pretty sad. How did your rounds go yesterday? You there yet? 200? Is it? It's within reach?
Who are you? Yeah, right back at you.
Oh my goodness, I used up a, yeah, see? That's crazy. I used up, oh, I wasn't using the right gun. Oh, well, that's no excuse, though. I used up a phoenix nest in there, too. Like, I already died once. I didn't even think I used one there. That's crazy. Yeah, you do. No, you could not stand in one spot there. I'm constantly moving and still getting ripped. At least I feel like I'm moving.
Who are you? Yeah, right back at you.
There we go, that's a little bit better.